Hey folks, welcome to Rodger's Railroad. I've been thinking about doing this for a while, so I've made a little video documentary about building the train room, which kind of miraculously happened all during the whole COVID outbreak last year. And I didn't take any video of the actual construction, but I took some pictures, and I'm going to show you the pictures and give a little narration. And I got to tell you, it's been a lifesaver over the last year, having this to play with and work on. I needed a hobby. And they call it the world's greatest hobby, and it really is, because there's all kinds of aspects of model railroading to be interested in. And yeah. So anyway, I want to thank my nephew Brian, who did the construction of all this, which you're going to see. It was a wonderful confluence of events, kind of like the studio over there. He was in town and he needed work and had the time, and it was like a kind of narrow window there, but we managed to get it done even amidst all of COVID, and it's pretty cool. So sit back, relax. It's just a short little video. I hope you enjoy it, and be sure to like and subscribe or not. And leave a comment if you want to see more stuff about my railroad. Leave a comment and let me know. I might just do more like this. All right, I'll see you in a little bit as I do some more inserts. Have fun. So after hiring some folks to come and haul away all the junk we'd accumulated in this room, we were able to begin construction in earnest on February 28th, 2020. As you can see here, we've put up some studs, and you can see over by the window how there was some drywall on the other two walls that had been put up before we bought the house. And you can see that, around that window is going to need some work. And so we framed out a little area around the water heater and the trash can area. And then you can see here, we've pretty much framed that whole wall. And you can see where the garage is, where I park my car, and the laundry facilities. The next day, February 29th, 2020, we hung that door, which was pretty exciting, and hung some drywall and began spreading that wonderful drywall mud around. Now, I don't know if if people have ever used this joint compound stuff. It's a mess. And so you can see here, this is March 1st. And even with the Festool, it got pretty dusty in there. It was really unfortunate that we couldn't get even dust masks or any kind of personal protective gear back in March of 2020. We had to make do with bandanas around our faces. And, it was miserable. So by March 4th, I had some paint, went to the Sherwin-Williams store and got this color called Atmospheric, which is kind of a non-photo sky blue. It's recommended in various model railroading forums. And here you can see March 5th, I've put up the first coat. It looks okay, but the next day, we've got a second coat up, and it's starting to look like a room now, isn't it? You can see where we've drywalled around the window there and finished that up. And the corners are looking pretty sharp. And by March 11th, we put in the flooring, which is this great stuff. It's made out of recycled tires. So it's this rubber flooring. And as you can see over by the chair there, it goes together like a jigsaw puzzle. And it's pretty easy to cut with a utility blade. And cleans up really well. And the nice thing about it in a basement situation, if it were to get wet, it's very easy to pick up and dry out and replace. I found out about this stuff from my nephew, who found out about it from someone who worked with, who builds recording studios. It's cheaper than linoleum or certainly hardwood or anything like that, and it's a little bit spongy on the feet. it's nice. So I'm gonna put rugs in there, and yeah, we're almost ready to go. And then the you-know-what hit the fan. A week later, the library where my wife works downtown closed, sent everybody home. That was when, where I worked, they sent everybody home. Everything was going to shut down, and we were going to try to deal with this pandemic. It kind of looked like the end of the world there for a minute, and I thought, what have I done? What have I done? People losing their jobs all over the place. It felt like maybe an extravagance. But my wife, Liz, bless her heart, she said, no, get the Benchwork. And that is this stuff, the tabletop upon which the model railroad rests to get it up off the floor. Which I'll talk about in a minute. But she's like, get it and run trains because it's the end of the world. I mean, what else are you gonna do? So thanks, Liz. Couldn't do it without you. So here we go. We're gonna get some Benchwork going. So I ordered the Benchwork from a company called Seavers.com, which I read about in Model Railroader. And they've got this neat website. And they make this modular Benchwork that's infinitely configurable. As you can see, I have a very simple 8-foot by 12-foot donut going on with a 2-foot wide shelf there. You can't really see, but in the middle there, that's a two 2-foot modules that I could conceivably turn on its side to have an open point-to-point G-shaped layout. And I may do that at some point, but right now I like having the loop of trains going around in circles. Yeah, I have to dunk under there, but it's a little bit higher than usual Benchworks, about 48 inches high, and so it's not too bad. And here you can see I've put the 1/4-inch plywood, screwed that on, and I'm ready to run trains, as you can see here. So while it would have been nice to have gotten the ceiling in and put the HVAC in so it would be a finished room and climate controlled and all that, I've seen plenty of basement model railroads with no ceilings, and I could have been perfectly happy with it just like this because I was running trains. Much to my surprise, a month later, I get a call from Brian. He says, let's put in that drop ceiling. He'd never done it before. The drop ceiling in the other room was already there. We just crafted different panels to put in there. Putting in a drop ceiling is a big pain in the neck. But I'm glad we did it because we could put the AC in and actually have a finished room. And so here's a demonstration of what a pain in the neck putting in a drop ceiling is. So here you can see on May 9th, 2020, we started putting up the framing for the drop ceiling. And in this picture you can see some of the more complex things we were going to have to do, building these little boxes around this ductwork, and the big kahuna, this stuff around the stairwell. My nephew is basically an unflappable guy. I've seen him work under pressure under many, many circumstances, and he's basically, indefatigable. But he nearly lost his mind figuring all this stuff out. But as you can see, here it is, it's all in, and we started putting in the panels. And by I think the 10th of May, the ceiling was in. And here we put in these can lights, these LED can lights that were surprisingly easy to put in. These ceiling tiles, oh God, the room smelled like graham crackers for days. And again, no access to personal protective gear. So, just a bandana was not going to cut it. My lungs stung for days after this, but it was worth it. It was worth it. You can see my studio's behind that door, the other side of the stairwell. And here it is with the Benchwork. And here's a shot of what it looks like as of April 17th, 2021. And you can see that I've been building a lot of kits, getting a lot of trees, lots of trains. My track plan is pretty silly, but it's a lot of fun. My track plan, such as it is completely nonsensical. It has a loop that goes around, and then an inner loop with a yard over here, and a sort of industry over here that I can switch out if I want. Mostly, I just like to watch the trains go around, and build kits, and escape from reality, and create this own little miniature world. I love it. They call it the world's greatest hobby, and it really is, because there's so many facets of it to enjoy. From just collecting cool stuff, to actually modeling stuff, to, you know, you can take it as out as you want. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the show. Please leave a comment if you'd like to see more about Rodger's Railroad, because that might be fun. Might be fun. Anyway, till next time. Hi, greens. Cheers. Take care. Bye.